All right, book review time. So this is Crimson Thaw from Bruce Robert Coffin, and read it. Sizable book, over 350 pages long, 70 chapters. This is the first time I've read the author Bruce Robert Coffin. That's a great name for a thriller writer. He says it's his real name. I have to believe him. So first off, you got a blurb on the cover that says reads like the real deal, a tale of trial and redemption from Craig Johnson, author of the Walt Longmire mysteries. So right off the bat, you know, okay, this got to be a good one. So Crimson Thaw, a detective justice novel. This is a book that I got from um, Severn River, Severn River Publishing, obviously the publisher of this book. I got a copy from them, and I was like, you know what? First book in an ongoing series, and for thrillers, I do love to read a series. Book 2 is out. I believe book 3 is coming out shortly at some point. So, like, you know what? I'm going to read this first one, jump into the second, jump into the third, see what happens. But I got to like this first one first. If I don't like the first book, I'm not going to the second book. Spoiler alert, I love this book a lot. I love the character. So let me give you the description of it. So Crimson Thaw is a crime novel by Bruce Robert Coffin, the first in the Detective Justice series. So we're introduced to Maine State Police Detective Brock Justice, who's a disgraced officer exiled to northern Maine who must partner with a rookie, Chloe Wright, to solve a murder case involving a body found handcuffed to a snowmobile as the ice thaws, which is a nice kick in the beginning. That's a nice little concept there. So the book blends police procedural with small town intrigue, focusing on the duo's uneasy partnership as they uncover secrets in the community, with comparisons drawn to Longmire and Joe Pickett series. I can definitely see that. Huge fan of Longmire. I've read a couple of the Joe Pickett books. CJ Box, I'm a fan. Normally, I'm not a big police procedural fan. I've read a lot of books, and it just gets bogged down in the real life cans and cannots kind of thing. This book did not have that. This book had a lot of police procedural, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the author, Bruce Robert Coffin, love the name. Bruce, where is it? He's a former detective sergeant with more than 27 years in law enforcement. He's won a bunch of awards for his writing. And so I look at that and I immediately go, okay, this guy has lived this. All right. I don't know if he ever had an actual case where somebody was handcuffed to a snowmobile and dumped in a lake. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I do know that the book is fast paced. They introduce quite a few red herrings in it. You don't know who's who. You don't know who, Brock Justice can trust. You don't know, he's partnered with a brand new partner, rookie. You don't know if you can trust her. You don't know who you can trust. A lot of intrigue, a lot of family stuff. His father was a law enforcement legend who's still around, still in this town. They have a very, very uneasy relationship. And so you got a lot of that. You have some really interesting things. I don't want to give too much away. If you are into, if you're into Longmire, if you're into those types of books, this is for you. This is phenomenal. I loved it. I absolutely love this book. I cannot wait to dive into the second one. And then I'm sure I'll be looking forward to the third one coming out. And I have not read any of the author's books before. So apparently, I think this is his 9th book, it says. And so obviously he's had a few more. When did this actually come out? Let's take a gander. Well, it says this is a 2025. Okay, so this has not been out. So he's got 3 books in the Detective Justice series, but he also has 5 book in the Turner and Mosley files. So obviously we have probably a few other books. I think I've seen a couple things that he's had some short stories in. So maybe I've read them through short stories, probably. But I really like this. I liked the character. I like their strength. There's weaknesses. They're real people. There's nothing too crazy about anything that they're doing, which is what I like. It's obviously, I've never been a police officer. I've never been a police officer in Maine, but there's some really good stuff. There's some really good stuff in this book. So I'm going to recommend this. I'm going to try to think of I'm going to give it a good score, 4.7 out of 5. That's how much I like this. I literally read this with 360 pages. I read this in 3 days. And this was my last book for my February reads. And I was like, you know what? I'm not rushing it. Like, I'm reading it because I like it. I'm not reading it because, it's got to be done by the end of February kind of thing. Actually, it's March 1st when I'm done reading and then putting this up. But I loved it. I loved it, and I'm going to immediately turn around and buy the next one. And I'm also going to look for more stuff from Severn River Publishing, because I've read a couple things over the years, but I think that's like it seems like looking at their website, they have a lot of really good stuff that I would be interested in reading. So I'm probably going to end up doing a lot of that. Have you read it? Do you want to read it? Did you like it? Did not like it? Whatever. Let me know what you thought of this book, and or if it's something that's intriguing enough. Again, Longmire and Joe Pickett. Those are two really solid, comparisons. So if you like those series, chances are you're going to like this as well. Good stuff. I want to thank everybody for hitting the subscribe button. I want to thank everybody for following along, and make sure you subscribe, because I do book reviews, I do movie reviews, TV reviews. I do post every Wednesday and Sunday about writing. I've been doing this for close to 40 years now, and being published, and 15 years of being able to do this full time as a writer. And I write live on YouTube Live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from noon to about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So jump in the chat, talk with me. I do a couple of other days here and there as well, sometimes Tuesdays and Thursdays, if I have something that I'm working on that I need to get done, and if I'm bored and I want to talk to people. So, Crimson Thaw, Bruce Robert Coffin. Again, I just gotta say it again. I know that's just a great name. Just a great name. I'm glad, Mr. Coffin, you don't write romance. Then that maybe would be a weird last name to have if you're writing romance books. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, thanks again, and looking forward to the next book. This right now, we just started March. Right now, this is a top 10 book for me read for the year. So keep that in mind.